All right, so this deck won the World Championship. It's a favorite deck of mine. You just run 4 of these Iron Thorns EX, and as long as it's in the active spot, Pokemon with a rule box in play don't have any abilities except for future Pokemon. So he's a future Pokemon. You can see him right there. So the idea is you just shut off a lot of powerful abilities like from the Ogerpon, the Charizard, and all that. And by only having Iron Thorns in your whole deck, you're guaranteed to always have the lock active. And then the rest of the deck is just kind of like funny disruption cards. So we're gonna try that out right now and see how it goes. I've been playing it a lot the last couple days. I think it's way better. It got Colress's Tenacity as a bonus, so you can now find your double turbos a lot easier. 10 viewers for free? Oh my goodness. 10 viewers for free? Guess you're banned. Take your viewers elsewhere. I don't like free viewers. I want to earn my viewers with blood, sweat, and tears. Mostly tears. Your opponent will go first. I can give you 1 viewer for free, by which I mean I can watch the stream. I appreciate that, Damien. Those are the free viewers I really want. You are one of the 10 free viewers. Uh-oh. Oh, I got 10 free viewers, whether I like it or not. Is that what you're telling me right now? Oh, okay, so it was really funny. There's this thing called Judge Ball. And what it is if you mulligan a certain amount of times, the judge will just come, shuffle your deck, and then reveal cards from the top of your deck until they reveal a basic Pokemon to force the game to start. Because the matches are timed and they don't want to like have it be infinite mulligans. And in the Masters Finals game 2, there was a Judge Ball. They mulliganed 8 times, so the opponent got to start with 8 additional cards in their hand, and they're finally like, all right, we're gonna Judge Ball. All right, so this should be a good matchup because they have a rule box Pokemon ability that is very important. Look at this stupid Fluttermane again. And it's also weak to lightning. So provided I see what they're doing. So what they want to do is retreat this. If I had an energy, I would just boss up the Lugia right here. Because they want to retreat into the Fluttermane so that they can use the ability that lets them summon the Archeops. I guess if I get a Judge, I would do that instead, because that gets the Fluttermane out of there. Did not get a Judge. I should have taken the Arven. I should have taken the Arven now that I think about it. Because then I could have done the Technical Machine and powered up my bench. Alright, this isn't going well, chat. This is not going well, I'll say that much. Maybe I still couldn't have pulled that off. Anyways. That's harder to retreat. Okay, I've done my best. So unless they have another way to retreat or switch or something. Rude. I think that was rude, chat. All right, that's on the field now. So if we find a way to gust it up, we can gust it up. Their hand is bad. Which is good for me, except that they did this, so now it's hard for me to take a knockout. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm doing it. I don't know, so like I don't want to Iono because like this would give me new cards, but it also gives my opponent new cards, and they're clearly stuck, you know. So I don't want to make them unstuck, but I do want to knock this out. So I guess I'll Iono next turn. because deleting their only Lugia on the field is good enough. And it's very likely that I'll be able to after this Iono. Oh, they got a Carmine, that's not good. Did they get the double turbo? Jet energy, okay, that's enough. Well, you hate to see it, but they only have one Archeops, so all I have to do is knock out the one Archeops, and then they lose their ability to power stuff up again. I don't think they can take a one-hit knockout this turn. Oh, they're just gonna go for that. Cute. Cute. Alright, so more than anything, we want to be able to knock out that Archeops this turn. I think it's pretty over at that point. But did not get it. Did we get an energy at least? Okay, thank goodness. Okay. So I get to kill this. And then now both of these are prepared to knock out a Lugia should the Lugia come up. This can potentially be a gust, but only if like we get heads on catcher. OMG, you finally hit a heads, yeah. Well, only when it didn't really matter. Lugia did come up. That means the Lugia is gonna get knocked out unless I still gust that up, which I don't know how risky that is or not. I think I have to. I think I have to kill that Archeops, because otherwise too much is going to happen too fast, right? Oh, it's got legacy energy on it, so I'm gonna miss out on a prize. Oh, the Ionoed for me. Cool. Maybe I'll hit boss. Got a catcher at least. That's only dealing 200. All right, cool. So like this could potentially survive a hit from that if I was to Archeops up this turn, which I think is great. Alright, my wife is off on an errand, so I'm we're saying bye. But anyways, no heads on the catcher. I hate to see it. Put this here, this here, this here, and then we'll judge. And maybe we'll get another catcher. We did get the crushing hammer, so if we could remove that legacy energy, at least we'd get the 2 prizes. Oh, thank goodness. Heads that mattered. You love to see it. All right. So yeah, we'll knock that out. We'll move the energy over to this one because now we have one we know can attack next turn. And since they only got the one Archeops out, it's gonna be tough for that to take a knockout, right? Oh, they could, right? They just have to attach from hand. Okay, yeah. Never mind. It's still a little worrisome. Actually, is it super worrisome? We might have lost. Not being able to hit the Archeops, I think, was really bad. Because if we go for the I mean, like, I guess we could see how this crushing hammer goes, but weird. Did they just not have an energy in hand? Huh. This is very strange to me. What just happened? Is it like they have a jet energy in hand? No. Huh. All right. Well, I'm very confused by that. No heads. Unlucky. The fact that they didn't take a knockout this turn makes me think what I'm supposed to do is try to gust up that Luminion, get that knockout, and then I'll just be guaranteed to win on the following turn. Thank goodness. All right, neat. I'll do that, and I'll do this. No, I'll do this. Just to improve our draws. Goodbye, Luminion. Artax, thank you so much for the prime, my friend. How are you? How are you doing? This goes here. And we should be good. We should be good. This was a little sketchy. This was a little sketchy because we couldn't quite get rid of the Archeops. We couldn't quite prevent the Lugia from happening. That Fluttermane has just become such an important Pokemon post-Worlds. Do you ever upload no Hearthstone content to YouTube, or you have a second Marshy channel? I occasionally post Pokemon videos, and I want to post more, and I am streaming this deck with intent to post it. So we'll do at least we'll at least have an Iron Thorns one. Would like to do a Roaring Moon one too. So we'll see how it goes. My Pokemon vids, they do like a fraction of my normal vids, but like an encouraging fraction. Like makes me want to play them more. All right, well, one heads and we're good. That wasn't a heads. Is there another catcher left? Doesn't matter. Yeah, there was one other. There is another Catchwalker. Yay! Do I want to go first? Super can't tell. I guess no. Right? Like, I want to judge them if I mulligan too much, and I want to be able to Arven or Colress for the first turn attachment. Maybe. That's my big theory. Plus, like, other decks really want to go second, so this denies them going second. How much did they get? Just one? That's not bad. I mean, opponent does not get to use their Pidgeot. Opponent does not get to use their Entei. And that's my opinion on this matter. That is my opinion of what's happening here. Charmander. It's harder to power up the Charmander against this because Charizard EX uses its Infernal Rain ability to power itself up. So I guess what I want is the chargy thing. If it's in here, it is not. Oh, I don't, all my tools are in. How many are in my hands? So I have 3 of my 4 tools are prized. That's hilarious. Man, this is basically just Skylo. Brutal. All right. I'm almost certainly playing that next turn, so I guess I'll discard a lightning. They didn't attach, so I don't need to worry about don't need to worry about getting the heads on Crushing Hammer. Uh-oh. Are we about to have another unfortunate turn? Hey Marshy, never played Pokemon TCG. Could you give a brief expo of it? Pokemon have health and attacks that deal damage. The attacks require energy, so you can see this one requires a lightning and 2 colorless to use. Can I? Yeah, okay. Here's what the actual card looks like. So this Volt Cyclone takes 1 lightning and 2 colorless, which is just anything, to deal 140. And so a Pokemon, when you deal enough damage to match the health of a Pokemon, that Pokemon is knocked out, and you take 1 or 2 prizes depending on the Pokemon. The prizes are over here, and my prizes are over here. I've moved them over here. And the first person to take all their prizes wins. My opponent, oh, they canceling Cologne. I see. Well, that's actually brutal. They might devastate me this turn. Might devastate me. Canceling Cologne is like a pretty important card now. Between this deck and Manaphy. After 4 hours waiting at the Social Security office, I'm finally recognized by the government entity as Roy, female. Nice, congratulations. I saw enough of the finals to know Iron Thorns is good. Isn't it funny? I think it's funny anyway. Okay. I'm gonna try to just knock out that Charizard, I think. No, is that a bad idea? I think so. I'm gonna make that I'm gonna make that not a good only 1 lightning left in the deck. Oh my goodness. Also, did I fail to get a lost thing? I'm stupid. All right, I've done terrible things this turn, chat. Do as I say, not as I do. Anyways, we'll knock out this Entei, and then the Charizard will just keep crushing hammering it, hopefully. And we'll keep him off the board that way. You don't even know what it does? While it's active, Pokemon with the rule box don't have any abilities. So like all these ones that have like Pokemon EX rule, it's basically if a Pokemon is worth 2 prizes, it doesn't have an ability while it's active. And so you just try to prevent them from setting up, basically, and doing their game plan. So it only runs Iron Thorns, so you always have an Iron Thorns active. Goodbye, Iron Thorns. I'll miss you. All right, they have no energy left on the board, so unless they have a second canceling Cologne, we might be able to get this lock going, or keep it going rather. So it's just poisonous gas, basically, while it's active anyway. I guess I'm just gonna take this crushing hammer. I was gonna get a second Iron Thorns, but okay, so it would be canceling Cologne plus another Charizard, which is very possible, but I'd rather get the guaranteed crushing hammer, I guess. It's gonna be rough if I have to discard these energies, though. I'm not excited about that. That is possibly going to happen here. Much weaker poisonous gas, yeah. I wasn't even aware Pokemon had an online, but so far looking pretty cool. Is it free to play friendly? They give you so much stuff. off the, hey, don't bark, don't bark. They give you so much free stuff just for downloading it. Like if you want to just try it out, do it. And then beyond that, I think it's more cheap to play friendly than free to play friendly. Like you'll get enough to like build something. Like it's not like you're gonna have to play with scraps for a long time, but if you want like variety, it's a bit of a grind to have a lot of decks. But the codes are so cheap, the way that you get packs is so cheap. That I just think it's like the most cheap to play friendly card game that exists. Unlucky. I guess I would want to bring up Luminion if I had the option. Oh my goodness. These tails, chat. I really super need to, oh no. Okay, well, I'm dead if they if they have an energy, I'm dead. They might not. That's a really small hand. They might not have an energy, but I didn't get more Crushing Hammer. I didn't get a second Iron Thorns. You don't have it. Ah, sick. I actually didn't have it. What a high roll. Okay, yeah, so what I'm gonna do is get this and start powering up another Iron Thorns, because I think I just win, probably, unless I don't. I don't need this many Iron Thorns. I should have only played one. It's my opinion. But yeah, so even if they do get to knock this out, I'll knock that out, and then they won't have any more energy. So I guess it'll be okay, so that was not good. And there's no more boosters in the deck, actually. So uh-oh, no, they just need to top deck cancel it. No, don't play that now. I guess they must not have another canceling clone. Oh, perfect. What a top deck. Oh my goodness. So skilled all the time, chat. How do I stay so skilled? That's what I want to know. How does he do it? Did my opponent just concede? I'm pretty sure they did. Sometimes if you're mid-action with an opponent concedes, it just glitches like this. So I'll have to restart the game. But it will have counted as a won. Mostly lurking. I'm gonna eat fried chicken and don't want to butter your keyboard. Fair enough. Alright, so I'm gonna close this game out because it glitched. Pokemon Live is like, it's like good enough, but it's not great. I like playing with this deck. It's nice that it's real. It's not just a terrible deck that you play to lose. It's such an upset too. Everyone thought that this deck was a joke. And then it ended up, first of all, everyone was shocked to see it at 5% of the world's field, first of all. Everyone was shocked. And then it went up to, I think, 7% on day 2. And then it ended up winning, so it's very funny. Huge underdog of a deck. It's got a target on its face now, though. I think it's probably going to be... I think it's probably going to be like fleeting as far as its actual relevance. Maybe they're gonna have to sell that in stores now too. Yeah, the world stacks, there's gonna be quad Iron Thorns. I think that's funny. I saw a Twitter post saying, like, you know, it's going to be disappointing for kids, but as someone who was a kid with early Pokemon, it wouldn't have disappointed me. Especially since it's such a cool Pokemon. Look at him. But also, like, don't buy your kid the Quad Iron Thorns deck. Buy them something else. Like, world specific decks, I feel like are better off for like people that are old enough to care about wanting to play the world's decks. You know, like if you want to buy your kids some funny Pokemon stuff, don't buy them the world's decks. Buy them like an Elite Trainer box or something. I wish I had been buying all of the world's decks over the years. I would love to revisit some of these older formats. Also, my opponent is about to get riggedy wrecked by me. They're gonna be like, what? I thought I had an Arven, but no, all I have is this, which is not Arven. It is that though. That's a guaranteed attack. I guess I'll take the guaranteed attack. There you go. How do we feel about this? How do we feel about this, Lugan? I know I stopped collecting not long after Ruby Sapphire X came out, so most of my collection is 20 plus years old. Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of like really old cards, but not enough. I've been trying to build. So I've been playing the whole time, and I've been trying to build some base through fossil decks lately, and I can't get a hold of scoop ups. Like I didn't have any for some reason. I had a lot of other things, but scoop up in particular, I hadn't. I think I had one scoop up. And I go to Frank's to try and find all these other things. There's Frank and Son's collectible show. It's a big thing kind of near me. And they have everything except scoop up. There's no scoop ups there. So like I went to this one vendor, they had two. I picked them both up, and there was another one that was selling them at way too high a price, but like I can't get enough scoop ups to play these decks. So I wish I'd held on to a lot of more of my old cards, because I know I was drowning in scoop ups once upon a time. Did you also play Pokemon Stadium? I did. Big fan, big fan. Not a big fan of this hand, but I am a big fan of Pokemon Stadium. I really like the mini games from there. I always think that like better than the breeding system in the Pokemon video game, I think they should replace that with things like mini games from Pokemon Stadium. And have you like level up your IVs based off of doing related things. Like you could level up your defense by taking your Pokemon to do the hardened game, or make them faster by taking them to the track. I think that's just like an infinitely more fun mechanic than the stupid breeding thing. I know you play the troll deck. I like / hate that one. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan myself. I'm very tickled that it won Worlds. Which was the best one or two? I have more nostalgia for Pokemon Stadium 1, but Pokemon Stadium 2 had the Chansey minigame, which was my overall favorite minigame, so it's a little close. I don't think I'm gonna need this canceling cologne. Also, am I gonna do this next turn? Probably not. We can get to. I wonder if this deck does want to go first. I feel so behind when I can't attach an energy. Have you ever done a rental randomizer in Stadium? I haven't played like an emulator ever. I played when I had the physical cartridges. Okay, so I can Arven here. And I know that I want this. And then I guess I want Crushing Hammer for the other one. What's really nice about the position we're in now is this Roaring Moon will not be able to use its Frenzied Gouging attack to knock out my active Iron Thorns. So if it wants to use that, it'll be able to do it, but it would have to knock itself out in the process, is what's good about this situation. I also play Pokemon Snap. I really should play the new one. I played the first one and really liked it, but I haven't played the new one yet. It's always tails. Actually, heads would be totally fine. I wonder if they're just gonna like researcher their hand away, so they're dumping stuff. Then grab their measly dark energy. Oh, they're gonna judge. I see. So they don't want to draw that stuff again. All right. And we're still in a good spot because we can use this to get a lightning. I think I should use this. Like, I didn't have anything like super important. Now we've drawn 2 cards. That's really nice. Like, can I get a an Arven? I'd really like to Crushing Hammer that bench Dark Energy again. There we go. There we go, chat. Oh my goodness, everything's just coming together. Everything's coming together, chat. Although, actually, no, I have a Lost City. Okay, good. I was about to be like, maybe I should have actually replaced that stadium. But yeah, we're good. Let's get that heads. No barking. Don't bark. We got the heads, chat. Oh, okay. Our opponent is in shambles. Oh my goodness. Opponent in absolute shambles. They're crying, seething in the corner over there. Yeah. I'll move the DCE over. I'm sorry. DTE. I'm so used to saying DCE for double colorless energy, but it's double turbo energy. I'll use the double turbo energy over because I can find another one with colorless tenacity if they manage to do something stupid to me. Wow, we are really having a stadium war right here, huh? I think I have one more left. I don't know because it like shortened my... I hate that it does that. I want it to never do that unless I tell the discard pile to go away. But yeah, that opponent got wrecked. It's amazing how much Pokemon is power crept while also realizing some Gen 1 cards were just way too good, even back then. Yeah. It's like a lot of the trainers, like the Pokemon have been power crept. A lot of the early trainers are still some of the most broken cards. Not within their context, but they would be broken within current context. Like Professor Oak in its original context, I actually don't even think is that broken. I think it's just kind of essential. Like Gust of Wind is really good, but you can't afford to run 4 in like an optimized deck. You can run like you put 1 in there just so that you can item finder it if you really need it, but you don't have the you'll run out of gas if you take too many slots for things like Gust of Wind. Shada, thank you so much for the Prime, my friend. How are you? How are you doing? Original trainers are mostly stronger than toadies without any limits on number per turn. Yeah, I know, it's actually just crazy how, like, if you took original Professor Oak and put it in today's context, it'd be so broken. Because it's not like you're there wasn't enough recovery back then to cancel out the downside of Professor Oak's discarding your hand. So you know, the game itself would motivate you not to use it too many times just because you would run out of gas if you used it too many times. But Nowadays you could shuffle everything back in, so Professor Oak was in like every deck, the good deck that wasn't control. Yeah, but that was because of lack of draw. Like people wanted to play you know, people wanted to play less devastating hand replacement cards. For being an awesome alien, well, thank you, Shada. Not every Haymaker or Rain Dance deck played as many Professor Oaks as they could. Turn 1 to draw their pieces. You'll lose if you play that way. If you're reckless with your Oaks, like you want to, in a Haymaker deck, you want to power through your deck really fast. If your opponent only has one Pokemon out, and you can knock it out with all of your plus powers and stuff. But if you just like play your Oaks like crazy, you'll get outvalued for sure. You'll deck out. You don't think you're revising history that much? Well, the thing about history is back in the day, not everyone was even playing optimal decks back then, because like the internet wasn't like it is today. So you didn't have as much net decking. You didn't have as much. Oh my goodness! Did I just lose? I don't think I lost. But like it's a bummer that they get that out already. So that there wasn't as much like content to like observe and see people play things well. Oh, I do lose because of that. That's funny. But you have to be careful with your Oaks. Like I've built the decks. I'm playing them. You lose by deck out like half the time. It's crazy. It's so relevant. Running out of cards. That's part of why I think the Blastoise deck isn't good. Because it has to Oak so crazy. Like if you don't get the Blastoise up as soon as possible, you can't win. So you're forced to Oak away things that you're gonna need later. And so you put yourself in a position to where you can't win in the late game. You run out of gas because you don't have enough recovery tools to respond to all the energy removals and stuff like that. But yeah. Hope you're not too late. You're never too late. You'd read a Marshy blog about how Rain Dance Gen 1 was not actually that good. I actually, in a recent video, I did a monologue about it at the end. Like I do, at the end of every video, I do a little monologue about something. It's not always Hearthstone. It's not always Pokemon. It's not always card game related. But like within the last week, I've done that. It was about it was describing the Blastoise deck. I think I overly summarized that one. I actually think it was from 2 or 3 weeks ago that I went into more detail about it. But I was talking about how like aggressive, like nerfing too much spoils things, and I was using Blastoise as an example. Like if it was if IRL Pokemon was a digital game by today's standards, based off of how people would talk about the Rain Dance deck back in the day, it would have gotten nerfed. But if you look at the optimized format, Blastoise is actually extremely vulnerable. The best decks in the early format. Oh, you know what? Ash, here. Like if you want. Here's a blog. That this is 3-time Pokemon World Champion wrote about the format. But like I've built the decks and I've been playing them. I think he's completely correct. All right, so I'm in a tough spot here. If they can get out the Zapdos. All right, Arven's good, right? No. because I won't be able to attack. It's good if I'm happy not attacking with my active Iron Thorns, which I guess seems more guaranteed as far as being able to do stuff. But yeah, that's what I need, right? Yes. Okay. So we go get the Iron Thorns, and we'll power them up. Okay, but who here remembers the genie in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like the something something Jin, I forget what it was called, but the 1800 at 4-star attacker. I remember. Remember when they came out with like a man, what was the 1850? They came out with something that had 1850 and it was like a promo card only, and it was like, what, it says 1850, it's better than the it's like Lost Gin of the Lamp or something like that. It was like from some promotional pack. Yeah. Oh, sick. All right. So we get the head start on this Miraidon. It's only going to get to knock out one of my things, if any. I mean, I guess I could have just bossed, right? We didn't need to take the flip there. Maybe I shouldn't have, because I wasn't going to use a supporter otherwise. All right, I got ahead of myself. I think I'm not attaching an energy this turn, and the reason is if they don't manage to knock out this Iron Thorns and I don't draw another one of these booster energies, I wouldn't be able to take the knockout. So it's nice to have this energy in hand. It wasn't even a promotional card. It came in a promotional pack that had a chance to have it. Oh, I do think I vaguely remember that. Oh, that's so funny. Wasn't it like some insanely high amount of money to like get one? Like if you wanted to have the 1850 attacker. Alright, so they only got to use one Miraidon, which is great for me, because it's going to be... Well, okay, so they're going to send up that Squawk ability, right? And power up the Iron Hands, easy peasy. So maybe what I want to do is exactly what I did before, and boss's orders up the Iron Hands to get a head start on knocking that out. Because the Iron Hands actually can't ever knock out Iron Thorns in one hit. But they got that, so it's fine. Alright. So we'll boss the Miraidon and do the chip damage. Oh no. If they get 2 energies here, okay, good. That would not have been great. All right. Oh. All right. Oh no, it doesn't matter because I don't have a double. I could have a double turbo. I do have a double turbo. All right. This all worked out great. So now the Miraidon can't actually take a knockout this turn unless they have a gust or something. Truly pay to win, and even packs were so hard to get a hold of. That's so funny. Like I vaguely remember it being like, well, I can't ever get that. Gemini elves came out in a set, right? Yeah, I think you earn the packs at tournaments, Ash. I think that's what it was. Like you that's how you could get them, but I don't know for sure. It has been a long time. So funny. I forgot about it. All right, well, I no longer need another Iron Thorns, I think, so it's safe to do that. and then I don't have to move my energies around. But also, not having the rescue board, well, I mean, they could just still retreat with that energy. Let's go boss's orders. Nope. We really, really, really need to get heads on Pokemon Catcher once that goes to bench. Hold on, I found a 2-hour video called History of the Lugia Meta. I'm going in. Godspeed. Uh-oh. Do they have a V? That would be a disaster. You're sorry? Did you just find out that it's not the way you remembered it? A 2-hour video called History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Part 1. Alright, hopefully you find it at some point in there. Alright, so now they're gonna search for the double turbo energy. And then they can retreat this and come up and do 140. So if I get tails on this, if I get tails on this Pokemon Catcher, it'll actually be a bit of a disaster. Okay, so they just got a lightning because it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, I guess I could just, here, let's see how the flip would have gone. Let's see if luck was on our side. Oh, it was. Sick. Well, 2 ways to win. Squawkabilly, I will finally send you to your grave. When I was a teenager, and I think all the way through my 20s, I hated coin flips. I was very competitively focused and didn't want any RNG factors to steal my wins from me, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people feel that way. Nowadays though, I find coin flips to not only be incredibly nostalgic, but also quite fun all on their own right. Part of it is, I think, an understanding that there can be skill expression despite chances for something not to go your way. You know, you can compensate for when things go wrong by making other actions. You can take calculated risks. The VGC being so competitive is completely based off of being able to mitigate chance, right? Like, so many of the moves have percent chance to not hit, and sometimes you get hosed, but there's still a ton of skill expression despite that. So this deck that I played today has 4 Pokemon Catcher in it and 4 Crushing Hammer in it, and even if that ends up not being the optimal list for this archetype, I'm still gonna play it that way, just because I'm so excited to play with all these flipping cards. It's part of the reason why I've liked the base through fossil format so much lately is basically every attack has a flip attached to it, and they can be kind of major things like paralysis or subtle but important things like Blizzard on Articuno, depending on which side of the board it damages. But yeah, so I like flipping, and even on top of that, something that I despised up until I think just this year is actually flipping a coin. Up until very recently, I would always prefer to roll a dice, but there's something about flipping a coin that's really fun. I haven't verified this, so I can't say for sure, but when I was at Elite Cup last weekend, somebody told me that you're not even allowed to flip smaller Pokemon coins anymore. You have to flip those gigantic ones. And that kind of takes the fun out of it for me. I don't want to flip a table, you know. Those big Pokemon coins are huge. I want to flip a coin-sized coin. But supposedly, if you're going to flip a coin, you're supposed to flip one of those giant dinner plates, which I have no intention of keeping on me and flipping. So I guess when I go to tournaments, it's going to be roll a dice for me. But at home now, if something asks me to flip a coin, I will definitely always be flipping a coin.